Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a bit different. I'm going to be sharing with you one of the times that God has saved me from death and basically destruction. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous to be filming this video because not a lot of people know this about me. I've probably told like 4 people in my whole life, so yeah, not even my mum knows. I think my dad knows, but yeah, so yeah, let's get on with it. Basically, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about what solvent abuse is. It's basically a type of drug abuse, and it's less known, so it's less known and talked about, and it kind of, I didn't really know what it was until I was doing it. Right, solvent is a chemical, right, found in deodorants, aerosol cans, and stuff like that. You know, the lighter fuel that has basically like 100% solvent in it, all that stuff, right? Okay, so it's a chemical in those that's very harmful. Now, the abuse of solvent, the abuse word part is when you're directly taking it in or inhaling it or using it or intoxicating yourself from it. Now, some of the effects of solvent is hallucinations, dizziness, blackouts. You can get vomiting and high temperature. I experienced hallucinations and euphoria. Yeah, euphoria, so like a drug high. And what else? And I think I almost blacked out once. I think that was like the first time I did it. I almost blacked out, but kind of like I was like doing this to like keep myself awake because my eyes were going literally. You know, like when you stand up too fast and you start getting fuzzy. Yeah, that was basically the effect it had on me. Now, sorry if I'm like really smiling in this video. I know it's like a serious thing, but I don't like, this is the way I'm just coping with it, I guess. So why I started it. I started it by like accidentally. One day I was just like, I think I was putting on deodorant and I was like, I really like the smell of that. You know how we have like weird smell tendencies like petrol and stuff like that. We like some people. Yeah, it was kind of like that, and that was when I took my first inhale deliberately, and then I felt really dizzy from it, and I was like, whoa, what just happened? Like, whoa, what just happened? But this time this was about when I was in year 8. I must have been like 13, 14 years old, not even that, 12, 13. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know that that could happen. And at the time, like my whole childhood has kind of been a downer. My parents got separated at a very young, like when I was very young basically. So I've kind of grown up in an unstable environment, you could say. So for me, if something was going wrong at home or something was going wrong at school, I would have no escape for that, and I wouldn't talk to anyone about that. I would never talk to anyone about things that would go on at home, like deeply. So yeah, that was all kind of bottled in. Now when I started doing this, sorry, I'm just like so paranoid so I'm gonna walk in, but when I started doing the solvent abuse, it was more like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. And so I thought, okay, let me do it again. And then I kind of got hooked. I kind of got addicted to it really quickly, to the point where, let's say a couple of months went by and I was doing it continuously, but by the end of the couple of months, I was doing it like 5 times a day. I started to build up, and I was researching this, but I started to build up a tolerance for it, meaning that when I would inhale it or take it from the deodorant or something like that, or the glues have it in as well, I would not feel the effects of it, and then I'd be like I remember standing in my house thinking, ooh, like, where are the noises? I want to hear the noises, because I would see things and hear things, guys, and I wanted that. Why did I want to trip like that? It wasn't nice. But then I started to get really, these were one of the first signs that I should stop. I started to get really bad hallucinations, the first kind of hallucinations were like, oh, there's Cocoa Pops in the sky. Like, I would literally look up on my bedroom ceiling and see like brown dots, and I thought, oh my gosh, there are Cocoa Pops. There's Cocoa Pops in the sky. Like, I know it sounds really crazy, but that is the type of thing that it does to your brain. It just completely, please do not even try it, right? It completely fries your brain. And then it started getting scary. I started seeing like red faces just appear out of nowhere and then disappear. There was one hallucination I had that my little brother was like almost witnessing me having it, that I was completely gone, like I was out of the world, and my hands started like bending into wood, and they started hardening into wood, literally, and I was like, what the heck? And then I came back like out of it, and I was just like, right, I'm not doing that again. That was way too scary. I'm not doing it again. But this is where I kind of feel like I was getting hooked and I was addicted, because even though I was having these bad things chasing me and all this stuff, even though I was going through all this bad stuff, I kind of still was like, oh, it won't happen again. Like, I'll just do it again. It's fine. So yeah, it was really, really, like, thinking about it's really traumatizing, and I will always have those memories of those bad trips. Okay, so this is the second point I realised I shouldn't be doing this. This is time to stop, right? Is we were in PSHE or Health and Citizenship, I don't even know, something like that. We're in one of those types of lessons in high school, and we flipped past the drug section, and I had seen solvent in there, and I'm like, I just seen the word deodorant and solvent, and then I was like, what? Now, the only reason I even knew what solvent was is because on the cans or aerosol, they have, well, in the UK, they have the solvent abuse warning sign on it. And yeah, so that's where kind of that ring, like that alarmed in my head, like, oh my gosh. So I was reading the description of it saying, you know, people in poorer countries kind of resort to this type of drug as an escape. And I was reading it, and I was literally having a panic attack. So yeah, so that was the second sign, me reading it in the books and saying that it was an actual drug abuse, and that's when I thought, oh my gosh, what am I doing, right? But then after that, I still couldn't stop, and it got worse. It got onto lighter fluid, which is like, I don't want to say it's a much stronger because they're all the same thing, but that was like pure solvent, harmful intoxicity, I guess, if that's a word. And that was the scariest thing ever. It was kind of like there's a bright sun in front of me, and then I would try to, whenever these hallucinations, I don't get why I did it, because whenever these hallucinations would start, I would try to run away from it, but you can't run away from something that's happening in your eyes. You can't run away from something that you're seeing, do you know what I mean? Because it's not going to stop. But it's kind of the fight or flight mode. You either sit there, take it, or you just try to run, I guess. And that was kind of me. But yeah, after I read that book, I thought, do you know what, I'm not doing that anymore. And this is what I would say to myself throughout, I think I did it for about a year. I would say, you know what, after that, I'm not doing it. But I would still resort in doing it again. I was researching it, and it said that 1 in 50 children, don't cry, 1 in 50 children, because it was usually like a kiddie thing. Nowadays, it's more wider range in age, because homeless people, I've seen a lot of homeless people do it and stuff like that. But for the statistics for children and people my age were 1 in 50 that would die from it. There has some effects is like instant death, obviously choking and vomiting and high body temperature and all those things that can cause you to just die, basically. And for me, at the time, I didn't realize that. I didn't think that 1 in 50 was even a big deal. Maybe that was just me in denial. But now looking back at it, taking a step back from it, guys, it's 1 in 50 die from it, not 1 in 1,000, because, you know, some people would take the chance on that. 1 in 100, okay, maybe that's a bit risky, but 1 in 50. And I was doing it every single day for months, and I could have died 1 in 50. My chances were, I was dodging by the bullet every single day, the chance of dying. And I didn't think I was gonna cry. And I'm just so thankful because I know, God, don't drop. I know that for me to beat those odds, it was only God. It was only Jesus Christ that did that for me, so that I could sit here today and tell everyone how he saved my life just in that period of time. I know there's been a lot of times where I've not even seen God saving my life, you know, but he has done. Oh gosh. I'm keeping it. It's not gonna drop. It's not gonna drop. Yay. No, it just dropped when I moved my head. So yeah, I'm incredibly, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. But yeah, I'm like incredibly thankful, because where would I have been if I had been that 1 in 50? Like, I wouldn't even be here today. And to me, that is just the most mind-boggling thing ever. I mean, you hear people that have died that are really young and stuff like that, things have happened to them, but it doesn't really affect you. And I didn't really deep it, that, you know, I didn't really think about it until I was much older, and you know, it started to grill on me that all these deaths in the world, and I could have, you know, that could have been me. Basically, it had a lot of mental and like physical, well, they're both the same thing, but mental and yeah, physical things. So mentally, I developed, probably depression was brewing anyways from the kind of life that I had, but depression and anxiety, the anxiety definitely, they both kind of hit hardcore. Anxiety more so than depression, because at that time when I was doing it, I was on edge. Like, I can't even describe to you, a pencil would drop in the class and I'd be scared. I don't know if a lot of kids around me even noticed that I was really agitated and really, what was that? Because obviously I had visual disturbances. Even when I wasn't using, I was seeing something, or if I would go from outside to inside where the lighting was very different, my eyes would kind of trip out. Like, it's called HPPD, and there's a long name for it, but it's kind of like if you take an hallucinogenic drug. I know a lot of people that have had ecstasy go through this afterwards. It kind of follows you on for life. The effects are irreversible, and so you trip even though you've not had the drug in maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 years. You still have the visual disturbances. Thank God I didn't have the audio disturbances, because I know that would have creeped me out. Obviously, bloody seeing something fly past you, seeing in black and white, seeing in distorted colours and all these things, they're going to scare you. But I mean, to hear something, I would have preferred to see something than hear something, because that is that's some horror story crap. And you know, now I've got these like halos in your eyes. I try and place a picture of like what my vision kind of looks like, and sometimes when I'm looking at something very bright, and sometimes, oh, this used to happen, this used to freak me out. Every time I used to walk into like a doorway, the door, a bright light would kind of drip like a raindrop on me, like that, like every time I walked through a door. It was only like through a door case it would drip. And I'm like, what? But just talking about it, it's like, what crazy things happened? But after I eventually realised anyway, I need to stop, and I genuinely stopped. I suffered with the after effects, and that's when all my anxiety, throughout all of this I didn't talk to anyone about it as well. The anxiety and depression, obviously at that time I didn't know what anxiety was. It wasn't talked about at school. I didn't know what depression was, all that stuff, and I just thought, you're tripping, calm down. But it was like anytime anyone would say my name, I thought, oh my gosh, what's happened? And a part of me felt ashamed, like, oh my gosh, someone knows, do people know? And that paranoia and that fear, it really mashes your brain after a while, to the point of your whole brain changes. It really does. Your mindset changes, and just everything changes basically. One sec. But yeah, I am incredibly, eternally grateful that God has kept me. That to me is mind-boggling. He didn't have to. He really didn't, but he did. And I have to dedicate my life to him now. It's only right. It really is only right. But now, it's been a couple of years since then. It's been like 6-7 years since I stopped, and I'm so proud of myself. I've been coping in silence, literally. I've been learning how to live with it. It kind of has got better, but not really. But I think it's gotten better because I know that the disturbances visually that I get is not going to hurt me, and that, or I'm not going to die from it. And in that state of anxiety, that's what you're thinking, I'm going to die, this is going to kill me, something is going to jump out at me and attack me right now, and I can't get away from it, basically. I still do suffer with anxiety really badly. It depends, maybe something can happen in my life that triggers it, or stress or stuff like that, but there are some days where I just think, you know, oh my gosh, rude. There are some days where I'm paranoid AF, or just like really like intense, but not as much as before. Definitely before, it was a 24-hour job being me. Like, it was a 24-hour job. I mean, I remember some nights that I wouldn't sleep when I had school the next day, and because I'd be scared that I was going to die in my sleep. So I'd try to stay awake, and then I'd fall asleep for like an hour or two and get up, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, thank God I'm still here. Thank God I'm still here. Living on edge like that every single day of your life is hard. I don't know how to describe it, but saying that it is hard, and I kind of feel like my teenage years were robbed. So yeah, I just wanted to, I guess I'll leave it there. I just wanted to share with you guys something more personal that's, you know, happened to me, and I'm really deep in it. But guys, God is so good. Like, a lot of people say it, but until you experience it, I don't think you really feel the love kind of thing. But yeah, it's all out in the open now. I think there's only like 4 people in my life that I know this, but now everyone's gonna know it. So yeah, if you like these type of videos, as I said, I really want to be really open and humble, transparent with you guys. So if you like this type of honesty and you like to hear what's gone on in my life, then hit the subscribe button, and there will be plenty more videos like this. I tell you now, I've had an interesting life, guys, a really interesting life. So yeah, thank you for watching. Sorry, I'm being rude on my phone. Thank you for watching, and I'm sorry that I haven't been posting consistently. I was doing it for like 2 weeks solid, right? Hooray to me, hooray to me. But like, I got a new job. I think, yeah, I just started my job like a week ago, and that kind of messed things up, or I tell you, there would have been a video out. So yeah, but I'm back on it now, and for all those videos that I've missed, I think I've missed 3 uploads now. I will be posting them on top of the Monday to Friday, so there'll be a lot of videos coming out in this next week. So yeah, stay tuned and give this a like. Yeah, follow me on social medias, the link is in the description down below, and thanks for watching again, guys.